solid, nigga. These niggas solid, nigga. We kept it G. We traumatized about this shit, my nigga. For real, nigga, I really went through it. Nigga, you nigga better watch our mouth when y'all say a nigga name, cuz I was facing 20 plus or 20 plus another 20 plus life, nigga. Never told it, never folded, nigga. All my shit add up, nigga.
He's identifying the girl, and he's identifying that they're going to rob some niggas, and he identified the 2 niggas that got robbed and the one that got unalive. He's collaborating the police story. Press play. Nigga, argue with yourself.
When Pushy encountered Wack100, he checked him for being a snitch. And this whole thing is completely crazy, buddy. But let me explain why this goes far deeper than you all realize. And I'm going to reveal some things that will astound you. So have a look at this. Wack100 has been harsh on Pooh Shiesty, saying that he was a snitch. And you know what I mean when I say that the streets have been talking. This is where things get insane though. Wack isn't referring to a typical snitching scenario. No, buddy. Most people don't even comprehend this kind of advanced indirect snitching. This is where it gets crazy. So let me explain the specific instance that Wack100 is discussing. We are discussing the shooting case in which Pooh Shiesty and his group reportedly went to meet some guys to get trainers. Cannabis and codeine. Yes, you heard correctly. It was supposed to be a straightforward transaction, but things quickly got out of hand. What if I told you that, in the opinion of Wack100, Pooh Shiesty's lawyer essentially snitched for him, rather than telling on anyone directly? When you think about it, bro, that really is insane. As you can see, the victims in this case informed the police. We ain't have no guns. We never owned no guns. However, Pooh Shiesty's defense team, headed by lawyer Bradford Cohen, went to court and said, nah, these victims did have guns, and we can prove it. The attorney stated unequivocally that they discovered proof that the victims not only possessed firearms, but also had an entire ammunition-filled firearm box in the trunk. And here's the thing. Pushy's sentence was lowered from 10 years to less than 5 years after it was shown that the victims had lied about possessing guns. This is where Wack100 heats up. By hot, I mean, this man said, and I quote, "The street code says I can't tell the police or the DA that he pulled a gun on me first, even if he did. These are the rules of the streets. I didn't make this up. This was here before me." Bro, when Wack100 explains the street rules, he don't play. He said, even if somebody pulls a gun on you first and you shoot them in self-defense, you cannot tell the police that information. You just got to take your lick and fight the case without giving up any information to law enforcement. And that includes the police, DA, judge, FBI, anybody with a badge. But wait, it gets even crazier. Wack100 said that by Pooh Shiesty's lawyer telling the court that the victims had guns when they claimed they didn't. That's basically cooperating with the government. In the streets, that's considered snitching because you're giving law enforcement information about criminal activity, even if it's about the victims. Wack100 broke it down even further, saying, if I go somewhere and I get into it with somebody, and that person pulls a gun on me first, and I happen to be able to get to my gun and shoot him and I get away, and I get caught, the street code says I can't tell the police or the DA he pulled a gun on me first. I am unable to accomplish it. When Bradford Cohen, Pooh Shiesty's lawyer, learns of what Wack100 is saying, he decides to defend his client on Jademix's stream. However, this is where things get crazy because, rather than assisting Pooh Shiesty, the lawyer essentially confirmed everything Wack100 was saying. Cohen stated on stream, the paperwork that he's reading is that our defense was that we blamed the alleged victims, that the victims were trying to hold up and rob Pooh and his crew, and that's why the guns came out. The victim said, I don't have a gun. I never owned a gun. However, our research and supporting documentation revealed that he did, in fact, own a pistol and had a firearm box filled with ammo in the trunk. This attorney recently acknowledged to the court that the victims had lied about not having guns. He continued by saying it was the reason the judge sentenced him to less than 5 years in a shooting case rather than 10. When Wack100 heard this, he lost it. He said, you just admitted that the victims told the police. Hey, we ain't had nothing, but you're saying your defense was to tell the police they had guns. We can't do that. The streets don't tell the truth. Now for the most disrespectful part. Bradford Cohen called Wack100 a whack and said he was very stupid and accused him of clout chasing. This man really thought he was going to embarrass Wack100 online, but instead he just gave him all the ammunition he needed. In response, Wack100 said, you're calling me a snitch and you're calling me stupid, and you just proved Ghost's point. You just gave the exposers all the ammunition they need. Wack100 said, and bro, when Wack100 gets disrespected like that, he doesn't let it slide. This is where things get even more intriguing. Wack100 stated that his team, particularly Ghost, has been spearheading the effort to expose Pooh Shiesty. These are the people who have been gathering documents and sending Wack100 evidence about this case. He's been leading the way on this Pooh Shiesty situation. Apparently, Ghost and his team discovered documents that the lawyer was supposed to send to Wack100 months ago, but never did. This is where things start to get suspicious. People, Why didn't the lawyer send those documents when he promised to? Was he trying to hide something? Wack100 said. Now I see why he didn't send them after seeing what ghosts found. A month or so later, Pooh Shiesty decides he's had enough of these accusations, and he posts his own paperwork on Instagram, revealing that he was facing 60 years to life in federal court.
Solid, nigga. These niggas solid, nigga. We kept it G. We traumatized about this shit, my nigga. For real, nigga, I really went through it. Nigga, you nigga better watch our mouth when y'all say a nigga name, cuz I was facing 20 plus or 20 plus another 20 plus life, nigga. Never told it, never folded, nigga. All my shit add up, nigga.
Pooh Shiesty was essentially claiming, look, I faced all this time and never told on nobody, as he defeated that case with his 2 co-defendants without informing anyone. The documentation revealed that it was a superseding indictment with almost 4,000 pages. How are you going to accuse me of being a snitch? But here's the thing that's got the streets confused. Wack100 claims that's a different case. He's saying the case where Pooh Shiesty allegedly snitched through his lawyer is separate from the federal case he posted about. And bro, if that's true, then Pooh Shiesty might be playing some serious chess moves to protect his image. Wack100 said, I guarantee you he ain't show us the proffer. I don't care about the 100 pages. All I'm going to show you is Max, be the fact that he cooperated with law, police is all that matters to me. That's it, my friend. I don't play these games. Y'all gotta understand something about Pooh Shiesty's background. His daddy is a known OG in the streets. We talking about a real street dude who raised his son with certain principles and codes? If Pooh Shiesty really did snitch, even indirectly through his lawyer, that would be a massive betrayal of everything his father taught him. Street OGs don't play when it comes to the no snitching rule. We've seen fathers disown their own sons for cooperating with law enforcement. The fact that Pooh Shiesty's dad is respected in the streets makes these allegations even more damaging to his reputation. Wack100 even mentioned that he knows Pooh Shiesty's father personally and has respect for him. He said, I know his dad. I know people around him. This makes the situation even more complicated because Wack100 isn't just going after some random rapper. He's going after the son of someone he knows and respects. And here's what's really crazy. If this is true, Pooh Shiesty has been keeping this extremely low-key. Think about it. He's been maintaining his gangster rapper image, talking about street credibility, and building his career on being authentic to the streets. But if he really did snitch through his lawyer, I have no idea what you're discussing. Bro, this man was willing to fight a murder case as a teenager, rather than give up any information to the police. That is the level of street code we are discussing here. Wack100 said, could I have said no? Charge me, book me, send me back to my cell, and I was fighting a body that I had nothing to do with. He, him, and him, naturally. However, you know the work is risky when you enter this world. Therefore you accept it, buddy. Bro, Pooh Shiesty's career could be ruined if these accusations turn out to be accurate. We are discussing a rapper whose entire brand is based on being a true street guy. His songs discuss living by the street code, drug peddling, and shootouts. However, the streets might never forgive him if he broke that same rule by snitching, even in a roundabout way. Take a look at the outcomes of other rappers who are implicated in their careers never bounced back. When it comes to this, the streets and the hip-hop community don't play. In this game, your credibility is crucial, and it's nearly impossible to get it back once you lose it. What's crazy is that Pooh Shiesty has been establishing himself as someone who truly lives that kind of life. He discusses living by street principles, moving weight, and participating in shootouts. However, everything he has been rapping about is called into doubt if he actually cooperated with law officials through his attorney. This issue is particularly intriguing because it illustrates the tension between street regulation and legal strategy. What Bradford Cohen performed was likely regarded as good defense work in the legal community. In order to lessen his client's punishment, he discovered proof. Giving police enforcement any information that supports their case, however, is regarded as snitching in the streets. Rappers who become entangled in the system are put in an impossible predicament as a result. Do you possibly break the street code by doing as your lawyer advises? Or do you uphold street ethics in the hopes of earning more time? This lose-lose scenario demonstrates the complexity of contemporary street politics. Wack100 responded by stating, these street rules, they're irrational. Some of them don't make no sense, but this is what you signed up for when you want to be part of the streets. Certain things they say you can't do? Now, here's the thing about Wack100. This man has been exposing people in the industry for years. He don't just make accusations without having some kind of evidence or inside information. When he goes after somebody, he usually has receipts to back it up. Wack100 said, I'm only going off of respectfully what I'm reading. That's all. I'm telling the truth. That's where it is. He asserts that he has information and records that support his claims on Pooh Shiesty. And here's the thing. If Wack100's information is inaccurate, he even challenges people to sue him. He stated, when you file a civil suit, they're going to open up all the doors. So whatever you think you hiding, more going to be exposed. Why these people ain't filing a lawsuit, that's a bag. That's why, because they are now required to provide all evidence as soon as they file a lawsuit. Wack100 is essentially saying, if I'm lying, take me to court and prove it. This is a power maneuver, but the fact that no one has sued him yet may indicate that some of his claims are true. It's been intriguing to see how DJ Akademiks has handled the scenario, which has caught him in the middle. Akademiks was present when Bradford Cohen appeared on his broadcast to defend Pooh Shiesty, and the lawyer essentially acknowledged everything Wack100 had to say. Akademiks' voice was respectful when Wack100 called into their stream later. He has witnessed Wack100 expose people with receipts in the past, and he is aware that he doesn't play games when it comes to this street stuff. What's really crazy about this whole situation is how it reflects the current state of street politics and hip-hop. Scholars even said, "You're making sense today," to Wack100, which shows that even he recognizes the validity of what Wack100 is saying about the street code and how it applies to this situation. Since so many individuals are now working with law authorities, Wack100 has been claiming for years that the streets are over. "Why you think they all telling now? How long I've been telling you the streets is over?" he asked Akademiks, implying that what supposedly transpired with Pooh Shiesty is a part of a broader trend of people not adhering to traditional street rules. Here's the problem though. Hip-hop fans still expect rappers to uphold certain values, even though those values are becoming less prevalent in practice. Although the days of people adhering to the old rules may be over, the perception of doing so is still crucial for hip-hop credibility. People accusing Wack100 of selective politicking, basically deciding when to enforce street laws depending on whether he likes someone or not, is one of the most intriguing aspects of this whole scenario. Wack100 addressed this head-on, stating, "I'm not selective politicking, I'm up in the air with it." He clarified that before passing judgment, he needed to review the victim's comments to get the whole picture. Now, if Pooh Shiesty would have been like a whack-up, "Are you asking me would I be running it up and telling the people to figure it out?" he added, but this was undoubtedly true. This acknowledgement demonstrates that his handling of these circumstances is influenced by his personal relationships. The intricacy of contemporary street politics is what makes this entire situation so bizarre. Snitching used to be easier. Either you testified against someone, or you did not. However, the lines are becoming increasingly hazy as solicitors get more inventive in their defense tactics. Is it snitching if Pooh Shiesty's attorney actually told the court that the victims had firearms in order to lessen his sentence? Yes, in accordance with conventional street regulations. However, that is simply good defense work in the legal field. Many rookie rappers struggle with the tension this creates between street rules and legal strategies. The circumstance also demonstrates how social media and the internet have altered the course of these disputes. Instead of everything taking place behind closed doors, we have street politics being discussed in real time online. Rappers sharing documents on Instagram, and attorneys participating in live streams. Consider the psychological strain Pooh Shiesty must be under at the moment. In the face of grave accusations from a recognized figure like Wack100, he is attempting to preserve his street cred. The streets, his family, and his staff are undoubtedly putting pressure on him to handle this matter appropriately. He is attempting to control the narrative, as evidenced by the fact that he posted his federal case documentation. However, Pooh Shiesty might not be able to win if Wack100 is correct, and the circumstance is different. He is unable to respond to the precise accusations without further implicating himself. This whole thing is really crazy. Bro, Pooh Shiesty is attempting to retain his street credibility in the face of grave accusations from Wack100. We have a lawyer who may have made a mistake on behalf of his own client. In the midst of all this commotion, we have people on the streets attempting to determine what is actually true. Pooh Shiesty has been playing a risky game by keeping this information under wraps while establishing his career on street authenticity. If these accusations are accurate, but when you have folks like Wack100 who don't let things go, the truth tends to come out. Will Pooh Shiesty be able to withstand these accusations and continue in his career, is the true question? Or is this the start of the end for his credibility on the street? Time will tell. The streets, however, are undoubtedly watching and remembering. This is made even more difficult by the fact that, although the traditional street norms are evolving, rappers are still expected to abide by them. Pooh Shiesty finds himself torn between two realities. The street world, where that same tactic is regarded as snitching, and the legal world, where his lawyer method was likely clever. That concludes the analysis of this utterly absurd circumstance. Please hit the like button and share your thoughts in the comments if you have any new information about the Pooh Shiesty and Wack100 feud. Is Wack100 merely attempting to damage Pooh Shiesty's reputation, or are these accusations accurate? I will see you all at the next one. Peace.